students, I introduce myself to with you as my name is Manisha Ramakrishna Patel. I am working as an assistant teacher at HR Patel Junior College from previous 20 years. My subject is mathematics. Today I am going to teach you according to new syllabus of 12th science mathematics that for paper second first chapter differentiation. You are already familiar with the differentiation topic at 11th standard. In paper second, for this we take the first definition of derivative as we take differentiation of that function with respect to x. For this we use first principle of derivative. First principle of derivative is as by taking the limit of the function, and therefore given function is y equal to fx. Then we can differentiate this function with respect to x, which is called derivative of the function with respect to x. But first definition according to first principle of derivative, that we can denote this is f dash x. F dash x is nothing but derivative of y with respect to x. We define this as limit h tends to 0 f of x plus h minus fx upon h, where h is very small increment in the corresponding values of the x plus h to x. We take this is the incrementary function for f of x plus h minus fx is the incrementing function and h is the incrementing variable. And second definition, by using Leibniz rule, we take this definition as Leibniz rule. This is defined by taking the small differences in the variable y and x as delta y and delta x with a very small increments in y and x, or we take that is a small changes in y and x. Then we take the limiting ratio delta y by delta x for which small increment in x approaches to 0. Limiting ratio as delta y by delta x for which delta x approaches to 0. That defined as derivative of y with respect to x. And therefore we define dy by dx is equal to limit delta x tends to 0 delta y by delta x. Both depends on limit. Here basic rule for the defining derivatives of the function by taking the values of the limit of the function. With the help of this we take the results for some formulae as derivative of algebraic function, trigonometric function, logarithmic function and exponential functions. We take some results as we take here function is y and let's can take derivative as dy by dx. Or you may take y is equal to function fx, then dy by dx is called f dash x. Then how we take that function? For algebraic function, we take first function in general, then algebraic function is x raised to n. You know this already in 11th standard, so we only revise for this. X raised to n is equal to as y or function, that its derivative is n times x raised to n minus 1. Actually derivative is differentiation. We take here reduction of that function, and therefore we reduce its power by 1. That power becomes coefficient and we can multiply to that given function. Then finding derivative of 1 upon x using the rule of x raised to n, because 1 upon x can be written as x raised to minus 1. By using this rule we get here derivative of that function is minus 1 upon x square. You only just revise this result again root x. That can be written as x raised to half. Again we can find its derivative by taking same rule, n into x raised to n minus 1, half into x raised to n minus 1 means half minus 1. So by using this we get that derivative is 1 upon 2 root x. Now special rule for particular case, that is derivative of x with respect to x means dx by dx. That value is always 1, because here we take dependent variable is y and independent variable is x. Therefore derivative of x with respect to x is 1. Then suppose a or k or c, any constant is given to you. Constant means that its value is fixed. We cannot take that value as variable. value is fixed, therefore any digit that can be considered as constant, its derivative is always 0. After this, we can define the derivative of trigonometric function sin x. Derivative of sin x is cos x. Derivative of sin x is cos x. You can find this one in first principle. Next, derivative of cos x is equal to minus sin x. Derivative of cos x is equal to minus sin x. Now we take next function again by taking same word to find derivative of the function. Cos x derivative is minus sin x. Now next we take function as tan x. So for this tan x we take its derivative is equal to sec square x. Next function is cot x. Derivative of cot x is minus cosec square x. Again we take sec x. Next function sec x. Its derivative start from itself, that is sec x into tan x. After this cosec x, again its derivative start from itself, but that time is negative, minus cosec x into cot x. Remember that for the 6 trigonometric functions, C series is cos x, cot x and cos x. All these 3 terms have negative derivative. Now we take derivative of log x. In general, we can take this log x with the natural base, that is e. Its derivative is 1 upon x. If that basic change, suppose that basic change to variable a. So by using rules of logarithm, this can be written as log of x upon log of a. So here we take that 1 upon log a is a constant function. But we have to find derivative of log x, then can be multiplied to e. 1 upon log a into 1 upon log 1 upon x. Now next function a raised to x, that is exponential function. Derivative of exponential function, again start from itself by multiplying log of that base. A raised to x into log a. And last function e raised to x. Derivative of e raised to x is only itself, that is e raised to x. Here we can multiply by using next previous rule, that is log a. Here multiply, so we multiply log e, but value of log e is equal to 1. Now this is only for revision. We take again rules of logarithm by using the syllabus of 11th standard. So that rules of logarithms are nothing but for addition, for difference, for multiplication and for division. We take only statement for this. According to our syllabus of 12th standard, we take the derivative of composite function, and therefore for this we need to solve the examples by using the methods, actually using these rules. U plus u is y is equal to u plus v. So for this we can take here rules of differentiation. As first rule, y is expressed as addition of two functions. For this, the condition is that u and v are differentiable function of y, and y is again differentiable function of x. Then that rule is defined as derivative of this y with respect to x is nothing but derivative of this u with respect to x plus derivative of v with respect to x. Same rule for difference, only we can take that sign as minus, means we can take y is equal to u minus v. Then the function dy by dx, which is the derivative of y with respect to x. Same condition for this, we take du by dx minus dv by dx. Now, if we take that function can be expressed as product of two functions. Derivative of the product of two functions can be defined as dy by dx is equal to, here we can take u is the first function and v is the second function. So we take here u first function multiply derivative of second plus second function multiply derivative of first. u into derivative of y plus v into derivative of u. So first function derivative of first function multiplying derivative of second plus second function multiplying derivative first. Now most important rule for constant, that is division of two functions. If we take y is equal to u upon v, where v is never 0, then we can define its derivative divided by dx is equal to, now functions derivative start from denominator, so we take v derivative of u minus u derivative of v whole divided by v square, providing that v square is never 0, because here we take special rule for the quotient, and if that quotient is existing, denominator is never 0. With the help of this, you again take as that function y is equal to 1 upon v. So we use again same rule. By this case, we take minus 1 upon v square is the derivative of corresponding function. Now some corollaries for this only we take statements as this y can be expressed as sum of number of n functions. So the derivative can be expressed as sum of number of n functions. Only change is here for product rule. If this y can be expressed as product of three functions u into v into w. At that time we can take product of two and two successive terms multiplying corresponding derivative of remaining third function. So we can write this as u v multiplying derivative of third function plus v w multiplying derivative of remaining function, that is u, plus here u v here v w, so remaining function u w multiplying derivative of middle function, that is d by dx. These are again as a revision according to 11th syllabus. Now we proceed to take the corresponding derivative of composite function, which is the first topic of 12th standard syllabus, and therefore we take here topic of derivative of composite function. You learn the composite function in 11th standard also. For this composite function we take the function can be expressed in another function having same variable. That function is called composite function. Means in general we take that function is composition or composed by two or three functions. Suppose we take for this example, suppose you take trigonometric function sine. We take here angle z, but we can replace this angle as logarithmic function. Logarithmic function can be expressed in terms of some algebraic function. So we take that function is sine of log of x square. That forms the composite function. Means sine is the trigonometric function, log is the logarithmic function, and x square is the quadratic function. So we take there is combination of three functions. So how you find derivative of this composite function? For this we take first theorem for the derivative of composite function. So derivative of composite function, for this case we learn all these derivatives only by taking as a base from 11th science. These all results are useful for the finding derivative of remaining functions that can be learned in 12th standard. So here our first topic, derivative of composite function. So remember that composite function, suppose in general you can take A is a function defined from A to B, where A is the domain set and B is the codomain set. From codomain of this function, we can define second function G from B to C. Then we take here composition of A with G. Composition of A with G, that can be defined A composite G or G composite A. Here especially we can define G composite A from A to C. Here we take always first function is A and second function is G. Here take codomain of the second function and domain of the first function. So G composite F can be defined from A to C. If you take domain and codomain on a set of real numbers, means for this we take that are the subsets of set of real number, means real valued function. At that time, you will easily define F composite G and G composite F. But let me, for this case, you define here G composite F. And then our statement for the theorem. When asking this question in question paper, according to board rule, statement is given to you. Only you can write the theorem for this or proof for this as given that if y is a differentiable function of u, y is a differentiable function of u, u is a differentiable function of x, u is a differentiable function of x, then you have to show that composition of f with g exists. Means f composite g exists, f is a function of u is a function of x, then we can define f can be differentiated with respect to variable x. So directly we can define as dy by dx is states that du by dx, but dy by du, here we take that statement for this dy by du multiplied du by dx. Again we take the chain also as dy by dx is equal to product y is a function of u is a function of x is a function of p is a function of t. Proceeding in this way, we take that chain is continuing in this way, and therefore we define here that repeated function is only u because y expressed in terms of u, again u expressed in terms of x, and therefore we can define this as dy by dx is equal to dy by du into du by dx. The proof is given in our textbook. So from this we may take statement for this. Here we understand, try to understand proof of that theorem. So remember that always we can prove this result by using Leibniz rule. Leibniz rule gives a statement for small increment in the variables given in the corresponding. So here we take variables are y, u and x. For this case we can take here delta y, delta x, delta u. These are three variables. These are three small increments in corresponding functions y, x and u. But we take here y is also function of x, u is a real function of x, and therefore that implies as delta y and delta u as a small increment, delta y and delta u as a small increment in y and u corresponding to the increment delta x in x. Delta y, delta u small increment, or we take that is a small changes in variable y and u with corresponding change in x as delta x. So delta x is the small change in x. So by taking ratio delta y by delta x, consider that ratio delta y by delta x. So delta y by delta x can be written as by multiplying and division of increment delta u, again here delta u by delta x, delta y by delta u by delta x, as we can define delta y by delta x. So by using Leibniz rule and our first statement as y is a function of u is a function of x, and again given that composition of f with g exists, means y can be expressed as f composite g. So by using this composition we can take by Leibniz rule taking limit on both sides, as delta x tends to 0, because given that y is a function of x, a differentiable function of x. So for left side we can take that limit as limit delta x tends to 0, delta y by delta x, which is equal to limit delta x tends to 0, here delta y by delta u multiplying delta u by delta x. For right side we can use rule for derivative of product of two functions by using rule of limit. So limit of product of two functions defined as product of their limits. Means you can separate this limit delta x tends to 0, delta u by delta x. Here LHS with the ratio delta y by delta x considering as fitting value, delta x approaches to 0. According to Lagrange's rule or by concept as y is a differentiable function of x, this limit exists and finite, so its value is equal to dy by dx, and therefore limit on LHS exists and that value is equal to dy by dx. Now question about right side. For right side, second limit is exist because again one same way u is a differentiable function of x and this is the incrementary ratio for which is the limit of denominator approaches to 0. This value becomes du by dx. So for right side we can take second limit is du by dx and therefore this LHS is equal to dy by dx, which is equal to limit delta x tends to 0 delta y by delta u multiplying du by dx. Now question about this limit. As we take y is a differentiable function of u, our first statement is given to you, y is a differentiable function of u and u approaches to as x and u is a differentiable function of x. Now as u is a differentiable function of x and that delta x approaches to 0, that almost implies that delta u tends to 0. So now we take for this limit as delta x tends to 0 implies delta u tends to 0 because already u is a function of x and that function approaches to 0. So for this case delta u also approaches to 0 and for right side we take that function with the limit delta u tends to 0 delta y by delta u multiplying du by dx. That results the statement as dy by dx is equal to all this limit. For approaching the limiting value, we get du by dx multiplying, dy by du multiplying du by dx. dy by dx is equal to dy by du into du by dx. For this case we take as here only we have to give y is a function of u is a function of x, but sometime that y is given function of u is given function of v is given function of p. So but for this continuation of chain we may take that result for the statement that can be considerable as, in short we write y is a function of u is a function of v is a function of w and w is a function of x. Then we can take by composition mapping y is a function of x, so its derivative exists and define as dy by dx is equal to, now take from first function dy by du is a function of v multiply du by dv multiply v is a function of w dv by dw multiply w is a function of x, so dw by dx. In general in our ratio we take du, dv, dw that can be cancelled out and we get dy by dx, but we never take derivative is the ratio as dy divided by dx. In general we say that function is dy by dx, so meaning of this derivative of y with respect to x, never we take dy is the first term which can be divided by dx. So derivative is never ratio, only we take incrementary ratio delta y by delta x, delta y by delta u or delta u by delta. These are ratio for increments, but we take derivative is the derivative of the function y with respect to x and that can be defined for the chain rule. This rule is also called chain rule. Derivative of composite function is nothing but the chain rule. Now for this topic, for next period, we take the same results as formally. In short, we take some results and then we solve the example according to first exercise.